Okay, I think it was Jan I believe, that was, that has one of these little Bobcat or Tomcat 32s apparently. And they seen that I started to make a holster for it. Well, this is the holster that I started to make for it. Well, actually I finished it, except for I just want to clean up these edges a little bit. I use this one because I like a good bite when I put the belt through it. I just got to cant these a little bit so that it kind of contours to the waist of here, but not a lot. You know, real quick with a heat gun or something like that. Just give it a little tip, bend and be all set. But meanwhile, I do use this one when I carry. But again, it just snaps right in. All right. So you don't have to worry about it. Yeah. Now I made it so I can carry left or right with it. Doesn't make a difference because of the way the belt feeds through it. However, I did make one side rough and the other side smooth. And the Kydex is rough on one side and smooth on the other. So you can choose your preference at that point. These are called Chicago screws. They make them in various colors. They have them in chrome, nickel, black, you know, or you can just paint them any color you want. Let me see if I have a couple here to show you what they look like. What they are, you buy them by the thickness and by the length. Now that's what it is. See this here? So that would go through the hole. So that's the size of the hole I would have to put my Kydex, if you're seeing that. And then this one, which is the male, screws into that one. And then when it screws in, it tightens right up. You put a little blue or red Loctite on it, and then that's what you end up with. And that's what is holding this together. One side is threaded, one side is not. You can decide what side you want to show, the threaded side or the not threaded side. And that's kind of how that works. So if you're going to use something that's thicker, you're probably going to want something maybe a little bit longer. However, the screw does have some adjustment on it, so I mean you don't have to go crazy. I mean you can open this up, you know, quite a bit. Oh, you're not really seeing it. My hands are kind of blocking everything, you know, or you can close it up more. So, but again, you know, you just want to make sure that it's going to close up enough. That's what you want to make sure. So you kind of get some measurements. You look up the screws, binding screws, Chicago screws. There's all kinds of names for them. And then they have all different types. Where are we? It has a Phillips head on it with a washer, and a Phillips head on the other side with a washer. And that's a heavy. That's a little bit heavier. That's a heavy one. That's a chrome one. That's a heavier, like I say. These are heavier than the other ones. Some are heavier duty, thicker. There's the same thing, but in different color. I think you can get an idea what I'm talking about with them. Let me see here, what else? Now they do make them, I mean like, big. I mean here's a large one. You know, and there's another one. This one here would probably, I'm thinking, would go into this one. Okay. But that's only going to tighten up as far as this thing is, so that's not going to tighten up tight. So you'd have to have something 3/4 of an inch in order for this to work. See? But they do make all different sizes, lengths, heavy duty, torque head on one side, Phillips or flathead on the other side. They make all different kinds and different types. They also make something like this. Now, I don't know if I would use this on a holster. I'm sure you could. You'd have to get a short one. Well, what this is more or less made for, you know, leather and wood and stuff like that. This is made basically if you drill a hole in a piece of wood. I'm just using this as a for instance, and you want to thread it. Well, I can take this because it's got the spikes on it, put it down on the other side of the hole, nail it right in, and it'll twist and nail right in. So then I can take the screw side and screw it, or the bolt side, and bolt it into the other side of the wood to hold on whatever I want to hold. And then on this side I'd have a flat side, let's call it that for now. And at that point I'd have my threaded on this side. And it would keep pulling it in, which would make it nice and tight. I have used these on occasion on some radio holsters, so to speak. And then this is a tool that you can put onto your ratchet or a wrench that will automatically pull it through the hole and tighten it in instead of using a hammer if you want. So they have all different types of attachments. You know, you may have to shop around a little bit for them and find good prices. Depending on how hard or how heavy you're going to get into it, you know, sometimes it's cheaper to buy heavy, you know, like 100 at a time. But when you're buying them, you want to make sure you're buying them in pair. So if they say 100 count, was it 100 pair, which means you get 100 pair, or you're getting 50 pair, or you're getting 100 of just one side? Then you're going to have to buy 100 of the other side. So you got to kind of make sure that when you buy something, you buy. But basically that's it. Now I made a black one, which is a little smaller. However, I don't care for it too much. I think I may have said it already. I mean, I like it. My wife likes it actually. She does it. She has it in her pocketbook. But it has this type of a hook on the back for the belt. Well, she takes it in her pocketbook and just puts the strap through it. There's an inner strap in her pocketbook, so it kind of just holds in there for her. But when this is on a belt, it has a habit of wanting to waddle a little bit, as this one waddles a little bit. So you can put two of them on there if you wanted to. You just have to think it out. Again, these are all done with Chicago screws. This one's done with two pieces on this side. There's a gray piece and a black piece. Okay? The same with this one. There's a gray piece, and inside there's a black carbon fiber type piece. This is not real carbon fiber. However, I do have some real carbon fiber here. And what you do is you mold them both basically at the same time, and you kind of get your figure. Then you can cut out whatever design you want on the other one. You know, sand down the edges a little bit, buff it out or whatever, and that's what you end up with. Or something like this one. But here you go. And like I say, it fits. You don't have to worry about it. You know, if you wanted to put a strap on it, you know, you can always get yourself a piece of, you know, leather or, you know, whatever. And then, you know, put a strap on it. You can strap it from like over here. All right, because you don't want to put a bolt anywhere where it's going to scratch the gun. So you'd have to go from like maybe this screw over to maybe this screw. You follow? So you can go over the handle this way and down. So, but that's it, kiddo. Sorry it took so long. I was trying to get the wife's holster, but I keep forgetting she was home from work. But I was busy doing tons of other things. I had asked her about it. She says, right, not a problem. But then she forgot. I said, you know what, let me just take this one and show you the one that I got that I wear. And that's it. Like I said, the other one is cut a little shorter. It hasn't got these wide ends on it. So you just imagine it without these here on it. And actually this piece down here is cut a little bit lower as well. All right, and you're all set. All right, kid? All right.